Hello, welcome to 3 Minute Thursday today. I've got my buddy Dustin back with me today. We made a video last week that was watched by quite a few people and commented on by quite a few people. What we're going to handle today, Dustin, is the question again about pornography. I did one on pornography just recently, but I keep the overwhelming request that I get for 3 Minute Thursday is number one, pornography, and number two, sexual issues in general. So Dustin and I were standing here talking just a few minutes ago, and Dustin said something that really hit home with me. So Dustin, I want you to talk a little bit about the difference in when God tells us to stand and when God tells us to flee.
Okay. Well, we like to think as Christians that we're strong enough to stand against any kind of temptation or adversity that would come our way. The Bible tells us to put on the whole armor of God that we may be able to stand against the devil. But when it comes to fornication, which is premarital sex or sexual immorality, period, the Bible doesn't tell us to stand. It tells us to flee. You can find that in 1 Corinthians, I believe it's chapter 6. We like to, in our pride, think that we're strong enough to be able to handle this type of temptation. But you can look at the life of Joseph. And, Joseph was, being pursued by Potiphar's wife. And what did he do? Did he stay around and wait for her to make her move? No, he ran out to the point that even had to leave his coat behind, which she framed him with. So really it boils down to that we have to run from that, cut off whatever access there is. The Bible says to lay aside every weight and the sin that does so easily beset us. Talks about that in the book of Hebrews. And so, what we have to look at is that our life is meant to bring Him honor and glory in all that we do and all that we say. And is it more important for us to be able to say, oh, I was able to stand, or is it more important to say, hey, we obeyed God?
Well, and I think it's interesting, and we don't have long, but I think it's interesting that it's such a strong impulse or such a strong draw in our lives that God would tell us that that's something that we need to flee from. Yeah. It's run from it. Because chances are, if you don't get those things out of your life that make it accessible to you, you're not going to overcome it. It's going to overcome you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we can overcome anything with God, but I think the fact is God said to flee from it. So, and I get requests on a regular basis of what I do about the pornography in my life. How do I get rid of it? Well, Dustin and I've talked about it. If it's internet pornography, then get off the internet. Or, if it's in your house, then only use it in places where you have other people present, where you can't just go to those sites. If it's there's a site called xxxchurch.com. You can go there. You can download software that'll email to me or whoever you set up as your accountability partner if you go to the wrong place. Yeah. And Dustin, there was a site that you mentioned.
Yes, settingcaptivesfree.com is a place where you can go and take a 60-day online course. They'll set you up with a mentor that will look over your answers. Also, you can put in, just like Ronnie said, somebody else's email address, and your answers will be sent to them, because accountability is a huge issue when it comes to trying to overcome something like this. If you try to do it by yourself, keep that sin in the dark, it's going to continue to grow and fester.
Okay, so it's settingcaptivesfree.com.
Yes.
Settingcaptivesfree.com. And the thing that I found, and I'll close with this, is that most people who come to me and want help, they don't really want that much help.
Yeah.
They want you to tell them how to fix it, but they don't want to be accountable. So be accountable. Hope you have a great day. Hope this helps.